Okay, let's see what we've been paired against this time. Having bested some rats in round 1. Riku is a sick deck. This hand is totally fine. It's a little slow unless we draw a land. Oh no, sorry, we have a forest. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, we just go refuge, forest, follower, and go off from there. Go ahead. It's a nice little sequence. Got all of our colours. Don't have double black, except we do through our follower actually, so that's nice. Yeah, this is a pretty optimum hand. We're going to need to draw some sort of gas at some point, something more potent. Trigon Predator is actually not bad. But, oh, sorry. For maximum sort of going offiness, we'd really want a 4-drop to hit next turn. Riku's probably going to do some ramping, I'd imagine. Scourger Elder, close enough. Foff. We could Foff. Foffing isn't crazy. I'm going to say go and Foff on his end of turn, I think. Our Trigon Predator doesn't currently have any targets anyway, so. Plus, this makes it look like we have counter magic up. Especially considering we didn't undeath the Cure's follower. We might be afraid of a dismiss or something like that. Anything you can do to disrupt your opponent is always nice. Commander's a game of haymakers for the most part. Some decks like that rat deck we just played are just, you know, much more linear strategies, but that's fine. But the majority of commander decks I find are just casting the biggest possible spells back and forth until one of you casts a spell that's bigger than the other one can deal with. That's obviously a simplification. The game's a little bit more complicated than that, but I don't think it's much more complicated than that, if I'll be honest. I mean, and that's why people love it. That's what makes it so great. That's part of the charm, definitely. Did one of these not tap from... Yeah, my refuge didn't tap. Ooh, I'd like a Jace. And the Bloom Tender. And this is a great... This is a great reveal with Fact or Fiction. The beauty of Fact or Fiction is there's no real such thing as a bad reveal, because even if you don't hit anything you want, you got 5 cards out of the way that you didn't want to draw. But I would really like these 2 cards. That would be ideal. So if these end up in a pile together, I'm probably just going to take it. It gives me quite an explosive turn 4 where I get to go Jace, draw a card, play Bloom Tender, who taps for 2 mana, and the following turn I can Damia. Him putting Go for the Throat in his own pot. Oh, okay. If these are the piles, I'm just taking this one. Absolutely. If he puts the Jace down here, I'll probably take this one then. I think I'm happy with this. Considering we already got the land in our hand. What I was going to say was, I think the fact that he's putting the removal in there makes it look like he has something that he wouldn't want us to be able to deal with. Predator's Grasp is definitely going to be interesting. Is that a better thing to do than Jace? Probably. I go Bloom Tender. I'm going to Predator's Grasp here. I want to see what he has. I'd be very interested. He's in green, blue, red, so there's likely to be some stuff I can cast. I'm going to do it while he's essentially tapped out as well. So I need to untap my refuge. Let's tap it again for black. To cast Predator's Grasp. Boop. Boo. Hoping for like a Consecrated Sphinx or something here. You know, something that I could steal, that'd be really sweet. Damia does a sort of a similar job to Consecrated Sphinx in a way, to be honest, but she doesn't hit for 6 in the air, or for 4 in the air. Just regular 4-roll Death Touch. But there's definitely a ton of stuff I could take it that'd be useful. We share 2 colors with him, so you know, Primeval Titan would be amazing. That'd actually be ideal. Primeval Titan would be what I'd be interested in most, I think, if he's got one. Okay. What do we got? Muldrifter's not bad. Doesn't really have any big... Oh, there's a Wormcoil Engine. Is that what I want? I'll take some time to look through all this stuff here. Birthing Pod. I don't think we have this set up to take advantage of that. Genesis isn't bad at all, but it doesn't really work stealing it. Yeah. I wouldn't mind this Oracle of Moldiah, but yeah. I would either want the Thrag Tusk or the Wormcoil Engine, I think. Thinking I'd go for the Wormcoil Engine. Remember, if we can get a black permanent down, this Bloom Tender will tap for 3 then. Currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so we can just dump Damia if we want, or we can dump Mere Battlesphere, or this Wormcoil Engine or whatever. I guess we'll see what he does. He plays his Riku. Okay. Makes me kind of want to get rid of that before he starts getting crazy value off of it. Unfortunately, I didn't draw anything that would let me do that. What do I want to play? I just want the engine. Engine's pretty perfect. Deathbringer Region doesn't kill anything. I could Jace and try to start digging for something to get rid of this. I could attack. He's unlikely to block this, and that would let me ninjutsu in this. I'm not really interested in that though. Also, I don't have double black for it actually. Oh, sorry, I only need single black for the ninjutsu. What's a most potent play? I think I'm just gonna play the Wormcoil Engine, to be honest. Is there any way I can do? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, so I can spend 2 mana. Or no, there's no way to do this. It's good. I'm just gonna go for it this way. Dun 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 dun. Go. I don't know if it's the nature of the game because in all the like different spells that people are playing that I'm not used to, but I always find it very difficult to know what to do on any given turn in Commander. Like all the cards in my hand are very powerful, and like with my Brago deck it was much more consistent because it was like, well, not consistent but clearer. You know, you get Brago down, then you just cast things that have ETB effects and you flicker them. End of. With this deck, which is just sort of a pile of very powerful cards, oh, you can copy it. That could be problematic. This guy might be in order in the near future. Actually pretty good with the Wormcoil Engine now that I think about it. That's definitely the play next turn actually. Yeah, I have enough. It's attack with the Wormcoil Engine. I doubt it's going to die, but it's going to gain me 6 life if I do it like that. Deathbringer Regent, blow up the world. And then have things. Now he's going to have whatever these 2 spells are in his hand, so that's going to change my plan probably. We're going to have to change what we do based on whatever dudes he gets here, because he can cast, you know, certainly one of them next turn. So if that thing is significantly better than our 5/6 flyer that we're going to have, plus our worm tokens, that might be a reason to change our plan. Inferno Titan. Okay. And Phyrexian Jester. Phyrexian Jester is definitely a problem. Why did I not see that? I didn't see that when I was looking through his deck. Damn it, I just didn't notice it, I guess. In that case... Oh, this thing only works when this dies as well. Wow, if he exiles it with the Ingester, that's bad. Okay, let's see if we can dig for some stuff like a counter spell with Jace. Island is not a counter spell. Okay, well, I think the Wormcoil Engine is coming in anyway. That's 6 mana left over. It's probably just going to be used casting a Dragon Ritter or something. Although I might just wait. You know, if he casts the Ingester to exile my Wormcoil Engine, if I then follow that up with the Deathbringer Regent, you know, it's too big for him to pop with the Inferno Titan. Although Inferno Titan does chew up our Battlesphere tokens pretty good. If this goes unblocked... See, the issue with this is if I bounce this, I'm pretty sure it goes back to his hand. I don't think his hard cards can legally end up in my hand, can they? You know, if I ninjutsu this, it would let me steal his Phyrexian Ingester. So I think I'm better off just letting this hit. And saying go. Seeing what he does. If he gets the Ingester, he gets to... You know, he casts the Ingester. He can even copy it if he wants. He'll exile some of my stuff. Oh no, but if he exiles this... I don't have double black for my region if he does that. Oh, I can't afford to. Okay, never mind, that's fine. Whew! Okay. I feel like the region's in order here. Inferno Titan's probably going to be popping off Jace, I'd imagine. Can I keep my Jace at all? Yeah, I could. But will this will be 5 other creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, there won't. There won't be 5 other creatures if I block here, because I'll kill one and these will trade. The reason I could trade this is because I don't need it to actually cast the Deathbringer region, but that's no good, it turns out. Okay. Well, regent time, I guess. If I cast the regent first, I can tap this for the 3 mana to do my Dragon Predator. Although I actually don't need to do that. But still, wait, because this will be on the battlefield and that trigger will be on the stack, and then I can respond by tapping my Bloom Tender for 3. And then this blows everything up. Does it blow everything up? There we go. If I had a 4-drop in my hand, that would be relevant, but I don't, so not a huge deal. Bye-bye. Dragon Predator. Probably just shouldn't have played that if he's going to immediately play for Inferno Titan, now that I think about it. If he's just going to drop Inferno Titan, that's just going to chew up my Dragon Predator, whereas otherwise it would have had to direct the damage at me. Yeah, that was probably dumb. Probably wasn't worth it, actually. He's got 6 cards in hand, so I don't actually know, but I feel like just dumping Inferno Titan's a pretty solid play from him here. We'll presumably respond with a Damia to reload our hand, just assuming she survives. She can also trade for the Inferno Titan, which isn't bad. But I have to imagine big fiery Titans coming in here. Yeah. Yeah, I probably just shouldn't have played the Predator. I didn't think that all the way through, unfortunately. Okay. What's this? Okay. Riku's sick. I actually want to build a Riku deck. I like him a lot. Coiling Oracle, hitting Kessig Wolf Run. That's kind of scary. Oh, this thing's kind of big and fire breathe as it is anyway. We can't block it. Okay. Progenitor Mimic. You know Progenitor Mimic's really good on? Wormcoil Engine. Or not Wormcoil Engine, Mer Battlesphere. Now, when Inferno Titan attacks, he can chew up 3 of these tokens. But we can then chuck the Regent and an additional token in front of the Inferno Titan to kill it. Our opponent pumps 1, he kills, he trades for both. But then we dump the Progenitor Mimic on our Battlesphere, ideally, and we start making 1 million of them. Worst comes to worst, we get another battle sphere and another 4 mirror. But for him to use this to you know, kill a couple of these, he has to attack. And if he attacks, we just chuck these two in front and kill it. Now there could be any number of cards in his hand that would make that a bad idea. I can't think of any off the top of my head from when I looked at his deck, but even something like a lightning bolt would be bad there. Okay. He's probably, honestly, he's probably just okay with this trade. But I gotta get that Inferno Town off the table. Wolfrun only gives +X anyway. +X+O. Doesn't buff toughness. Cool thing we can do here is if we mimic the battle sphere, this battle sphere can attack and tap the mirror from the other one. Is he going for the Wolfrun? Just for 1 million damage? I mean, he can hit us for a whole bunch here. It's not going to kill us, we're on 47, but he can do a whole ton of damage with this if he wants. Extra green, he can pump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 times. That'll be pretty good. Okay, that went as I sort of hoped. Is there a Riku coming in? Oh, sorry, it's only 6. To be honest, as long as this battle sphere survives until the end of the turn... Oh, there we go. It is Riku, yeah. Alright, that's not a huge deal. I don't think. Aha. Awkwardly, as of next, we have to start dividing up the mirror between the two, but we're attacking for 1 million at that point, so I'm not exactly sad about that. Yes. 1. Oh, you can tap this one. 2. Cool. 3. 5. I mean, yeah, that lets him get in with this stuff, but whatever. Wow, that's a big hit, man. I wouldn't just chuck the Coiling Oracle in front of it, to be honest. Although, if he's not in danger of dying, I suppose there's no real reason to do that. Was that not in his deck when we went to look for it? I suppose it wasn't. This doesn't kill us, does it? 2 of them might, actually, now that I think about it. Because stuff will get +8/+8. Wow. Didn't die. Pretty close, though. Can we kill him here? I think we can. If I attack with this and this, and I tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mirror, he takes 9. Yeah, he's definitely dead. I don't do the first one. Alright, I suppose I will do the first one, and then I won't do the second one. Tap all these mirror. Okay. No. This one's a 13/7. Game? Alright, he killed himself. Cool. That was a bit weird. To play around like an unsummon or something, I probably should have divided that up a little more evenly and made it a bit safer for myself. Like in that case, if he bounces this thing, he would have lived. So that would have been bad. But off the top of my head, I'm not sure if I could have done it in a way that would have made that untrue. Though I suppose I could have. He ended up on -6 there, so we had 6 damage to spare. So if we had only put 2 more of the mirror on the other one, we could have done a lethal event no matter what. Guildgate, Calling Orc, keepable, but we really wanted a blue source to get this thing down. Blue source would be ideal. Island or tapped source are fine. Because we got the forest. Why is that stopped there? That's not what I was hoping for, but that's alright. Land is better than no land, to be honest. Didn't really see any artifacts, I don't think, for like our Crozen Grip or Consigned to Dust or whatever. There tends to be a bunch floating around in Commander, but I didn't see any last game. What's this? Rampant Growth, that's alright. Praetor's Grasp. It's probably going to be the play. Hand doesn't seem to be going anywhere else, so. Harrow, okay, more ramp, that's fine. Maybe we can grind him out with Shieldred. Treachery is a bit of a banana in our hand here. You're not doing anything anytime soon. Lightning Greaves is going to be hitting that Riku, I think. Well, let's Praetor's Grasp anyway. Maybe this time we'll grab the Behemoth. I just want the Duplicant, actually. Duplicant's good too. Artisan Kozilek, that must have been in his hand. So must have this. Not the Calling Oracle, the Behemoth, I just didn't see it, I guess. There's an option. Honestly, I think I want Oracle of Moldan more than anything here. I think that's going to give us the best shot of victory. We do still need to hit a land for that, but I think that is the card that I want. You know, I want something to be able to dig us to lands to resolve this stuff. Because if we can get, like, I mean, he's going to put a Greaves on whatever, so we can't treachery it, but Shieldred will get some value out. Hopefully. Lightning Greaves is so good. You know, Shieldred works around Lightning Greaves and stuff. So just trying to get to that place where I can do all... Oh yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Well, I'm just going to Crozen Grip these Lightning Greaves. And say go! We're going to need to chain some pretty special stuff off our Oracle of Moldan, or he's going to run us over here, I think. It's not even our Oracle, we have one. We stole his, though. That's problematic. He gets his ramp spells back, he can copy them again with Riku. Yeah, that's not good. Ow. Let's start. You're gonna need a Wrath, like that region or something again. Please be a land on top of my deck. Come on. Okay. Hopefully there's 2 lands after that, especially considering we can't even cast the Hinder. Not even close. Yeah, this game's gotten away from us a little bit, I think. If I was him, like, I know how valuable this thing is, but I think he knows I need this Oracle of Moldan. I am blocking here. So an island lets us cast a Coiling Oracle, which lets us get something that's a non-land out of the way to hopefully reveal another land for our other Oracle. Now, if we whiff again here, if the top card isn't a land after the hinder's gone, we're just dead at that point. I think like there's a world where we come back from this by way of Deathbringer region, I think, but it's not looking great. Harrow, whatever. Yeah, you can copy it if you want. He does. Yeah, he's going to have 1,000,000 mana, and he's just going to start launching Haymakers, and at that point Shelter's not going to be enough, because he's going to have 1,000,000 tokens by then. And I suppose, like I've said it before, but I really think the only way out now is that Deathbringer region. I don't have a Damnation or anything in the deck, so... Treachery would be a start. You know, steal us Riku. We can even use the creature half, which is nice. But... This is I don't fancy us in this matchup, let's put it that way. I think Hashimoto might have us. Okay. We can't do anything. We can cast Consign to Dust. See, if we could have lived long enough to get the Demon Den to go fetch the Regent and blow up the world, start bringing back stuff with Sheldon, we could have won, but it's just going to take too long at this point. Maybe that was premature. I suppose if after Glenendra there was 2 runner lands, I could have done that plan, but our opponent's going to get pretty far ahead before then, even in an ideal world. You know, we still need a turn to cast the Runescar Demon and go fetch the thing. Then we need a turn to cast that, and it's not even like that's a guaranteed win at that point. You'll have 1,000,000 mana. This is keepable, absolutely. Not amazing, but certainly keepable. Solemn's nice. We can cast it on turn 3 if we draw an untapped land. I would very much like to do that, in fact. Whoa, that's problematic. Otherwise, we're probably just going to be morphing our Carry Spell Snatcher and playing our Guildgate this turn, which is not bad at all. He's got some spells that we could really do with snatching. Can't snatch Riku, of course. He just exiles it instead of letting it exile to the... He just sends it back to the command zone instead of giving it away to the Snatcher, I suppose. That's how you'd put it. Soul Ring, that's pretty potent though. Aye, that's a sinkhole. That's pretty grim. Aye, yeah, okay. Untap land now. Nope. Okay. Guess I'll dump the elixir. No real reason not to, I guess. Gets out of our hand, so if we ever do cast Damia, we start reloading. Here's the Riku. Now there's a world where we can just steal... Okay, it's not this world. I was going to say there's a world where we can just steal Riku right now. I think I'm just going to use this to dig for some lands, to be honest. I know that's kind of lame, but... That's good. Probably should dish the Spell Snatcher instead, actually. But now we can steal Riku if he doesn't Lightning Greaves it up or anything. And that's the start. If we draw an island... Or sorry, if we draw an untapped land, we can even Treachery. So that would let us steal him and cast our Solemn Simulacrum, probably, rather than the Bloom Tender. Solemn only fetches 1 land, and Bloom Tender would tap for 2 at that point, because the Treachery would be in play, but... whatever. If we steal Riku, we can start copying Solemns, and Bloom Tender is in the spell, and whatever's... I suppose if you copy this when it's face down, it's just a 2-2 that you can't flip up, isn't it? So that's not exactly amazing. But stealing his Riku means he can't have it anymore. which is perfect. He's already spent his Reclamation Sage, so he's going to have a tougher time killing whatever we use to steal it. And we're actually in colours that can get a nice bit of value out of it. We can't copy the instants and sorceries, but we don't really have very many of those anyway. So I wouldn't call that a huge deal. If we can treachery, oh, Jason Mind's Color is not bad either. I'm gonna mind control it, but if we could have treacheryed that, I'm scared of what he's got, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Yeah, if we could have treacheryed it, the play probably would have been treachery, untap all these lands, and then just make 2 Bloom Tenders. You know, cast it and then copy it. Wouldn't have been bad at all. The play next turn could very well just be make 2 Bloom Tenders, because if we Bloom Tender currently taps for 3 mana because we control a Riku. So that would make an additional 6 mana. Now, if we lose the Riku with control magic, they both turn back into normal 1 mana elves until we get some other colours down. But plus, if we get a black permanent down, they tap for 4, which is nuts. And Riku loves a lot of mana, so you know at that point we start casting Solemns and copying them and stuff. Jace will dig us to more gas. This is all contingent on him not blowing up the mind control right now, though. So, which is far from a given. Far, far, far from a given. Okay, that sucked. We need an island now. Or a land, sorry. Untap land. Come on, hit me. Oh, no dice. In that case, I'm just going to Solemn with an aim to do the treachery thing the following turn. We have double blue, double green, double black, so it doesn't really matter. Get an island, they're the prettiest. I don't love Puppeteer Click. Oh, whoops. Like, it's good, but I don't love the card, I don't think. It's definitely powerful. I've just never had it be amazing. Which is weird, because I read it and I'm like, sweet. Never had it perform that well for me. Could have some extra mana lying around next turn if we draw a land, which would mean we could play... Nah, I was going to say we could play a 3-drop and copy it with Riku. Ah, Electrolyze. That's fine. Gaze Granite, not bad. It's a good card to have. Probably not going to go on using it anytime soon, but it's a good card to have. Is there a 2-drop we can copy that's better? Or a 3-drop, I suppose, sorry, that we can copy that's better than Bloom Tender? Probably not. I'm a little concerned about whatever these 5 cards are. Okay, so, but if his play next turn is to just drop some big creature, like if we get to keep the Riku, we're gonna be in great shape, I think. Give me that, please. Now we go Bloom Tender. Copy it. And we have Bloom Tenders now, which is nice. It's very nice. He's got nothing in his bin. Like we could double Puppeteer Click, but it wouldn't beat any real end. As it sits, you've got 6 mana here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is no small feat. If you cast Puppeteer Click, they tap for 4 instead. But we might, depending on what this is, we might not get that far. Even an Inferno Titan here would be terrible for us. Kills this Riku and one of our Bloom Tenders, that's a disaster. Wow, this is a big scary X spell. Green Sun Zenith. Okay. Greater Hoof Behemoth, maybe? Whatever it is, we can just bounce it. Yeah, the Greater Hoof Behemoth. So he's going to be hitting us pretty hard. Not for lethal, though. Importantly, not for lethal. Ow. It's a pretty big hit. No die. No joke about that. Oh, this is not bad at all. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, whoops. 4. I don't want to bounce this. Awkwardly, I really don't want to bounce this. Unless I bounce it and Spell Snatcher. That wouldn't be bad at all, actually. If we bounce it and Spell Snatcher it, that'd be pretty good. So hang on. This thing actually only costs 2 mana. Because casting it lets these tap for additional mana. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, I will then have 8, 10 mana left over. Which is not enough to do the big fancy combo. The combo being cast this, morph this, flip it up. Morphing and flipping this up costs 9, plus this costs 13. Which I don't think I have actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't have enough to actually do that. So with that in mind, is it better to just make 2 of these bad boys? Because they have Death Touch. The answer is probably. And we still have mana left over to cast our Jace at the least. If we do that. Albeit very awkwardly, I think. I should pay for this with that. Okay. If I pay for this with that, I'll be left. Why does this type for colorless? Why doesn't it make red? This doesn't really matter. Oh, because I can just not able to make red mana. So if I do that, I'll be left with 2 mana here. I tapped these wrong. If I left up double blue, I could have just played the Jace off this. Ay. It's not the end of the world. It means these things won't get Death Touch. But this is only a 5/5. It's not that bad, really. I can give one of them Death Touch, can't I? Yeah. I go bam. I can also morph this. No point in making a blank copy of them. Thing. Just gonna use Descry, I think. Give him a little buff and power, or in loyalty as well. No, I would actually like that. That would be pretty good. I guess I should have attacked there. There's no real reason not to, but. Oh, okay. Overloaded Cyclonic Rift will be the end of me, I'm afraid. That was a long game. It was a long round, rather, I should say. Well, that's my Spotify, I'm sorry. There's my desktop. So probably going to call it a day on that. Thank you for joining me. The next deck I probably build is probably going to be a Grimgrim deck. I don't know when that'll be, but Grimgrim was the first Mythic I ever opened. So I'd like to honour that a little bit by building a Grimgrim themed zombie deck. So I can look forward to that. Again, as usual, if you have any suggestions, like Boris did, please comment down below, or you can email me or whatever, and I'll look into them. So thank you very much, and we'll